the magic's begun. From the parks to the stories we adore, let's dive into the magic. There's so much more. It's the DIZPod, where dreams come true. With Corey and Lawrence, we'll explore with you. We entertain and teach every step of the way. With stories and facts, we brighten your day. From Disney history to tips and tricks, we've got the magic mix that always clicks. It's the DIZPod, where dreams come true. With Corey and Lawrence, we'll explore with you. Feel the magic, the joy and the cheer. Together we'll make memories year after year. The DIZPod, the DIZPod, let's all sing along. With Corey and Lawrence, the magic's never gone. Bringing joy to your day in every way. In the DIZPod, where the magic's here to stay.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Coming up on this week's DIZPod, we are halfway to Christmas. We've got some great news that dropped today and how to beat the heat in Disney. All that and more coming up on the DIZPod. Lawrence, that's like memories right there.
That is memories.
Could that have been episode 1?
That was episode 1.
And here we are at episode 100. It doesn't even, it feels as fake as when I say I'm 53. It doesn't even make sense. Numbers that don't make sense at all. And I love your shirt. Thank you so much for the gift. I let Jacob open it up just minutes ago. And if you all can see it, it's the DIZPod logo. There you go. It says Park Bros all over it. Headphones, microphones. Absolutely love it. Means the world to me. Thank you so much, Park Bros. And I mean, yeah, this is an amazing Diz shirt. We're gonna have to wear this one in the parks for sure, and wear it quite often here. I said to Jacob, "Who needs Roosevelts when you have the DIZPod shirts, right?" But I don't want to diss Roosevelts too much because I do love them.
They are great. They are great. They are actually softer than this, although these are pretty soft. Well, I think you have the same material as I do. This is a little softer than normal, so could wear it maybe September, October. I wouldn't go with July or August, but you know, I put this together a little bit ago, and I was like, we got to do it. And of course, our streamstress upstairs was working in her studio last night, putting mine together. Luckily yours got out.
Okay, Tammy was like, "Is that a Catherine special, or did they order it somewhere?" And I'm like, "We talked about this at one point, where I think you could get you could design the print and get the material, right?"
Right. Yeah. So I designed the print and then had it shipped, and Catherine put it together. So these are Catherine exclusives. So
order your DIZPod button down now, everyone, before they're gone. Oh wait, they're gone.
They're gone. That's it. There were 2 of them. One in blue and one in a very bright yellow. I actually didn't think it was supposed to be this bright, but
I love it though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And you see the new specs.
I love them too. I mean, what's this look? Are we wearing glasses these days more consistently now?
They're reading glasses.
Oh, okay. Were you just struggling all along? Did you finally break down and go get glasses, or are you finally deciding I just have to wear them?
It's been a little rough the last week or so. So I was like, yeah, let me just pick up some reading. Like literally 20 minutes before we were supposed to start the show.
Okay.
I had to go run out and get them because I can now see the screen. So that's great.
Nice. So this is the 100th episode. We have come so far in this span of time. We talked about it, I feel like, forever. We knew it would get here, and it's finally here. It's a special show.
I remember the first show we did was recorded, right? The first 6, I think.
Yeah. So how did we ever come to live anyway?
So I know that I remember you calling out Steve and Tony for it in chat, and it might have even been on a live stream that he was saying, you guys should do the show live. And I think even before that, we were like, hey, we did it in one take. The first episode we did in one take, so maybe there's some chance to do some live episodes. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. And I think it was about episode 6 we switched to live.
Okay. Yeah, you were right. Steve did mention that on a live stream. And we took that comment seriously and said, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And I'm so glad that we did.
I am
so that
too.
We can share it with everyone here. We do this live because we do it for you. So hello everyone in chat, and also hello to anyone listening later on at their convenience, where you can still watch it here on the channel, Living in Diz, and also the DIZPod, and also on Amazon, iHeartRadio, Prime. No, Prime is Amazon. iHeartRadio, Prime, Spotify, and Apple.
There you go.
Lots of different ways to listen. We're glad that you find us any way that you can. So that's awesome. Krubaka's in chat, and he says, hello, everyone. It is the 100th. Yes, it is. We're a century old.
2 years ago, maybe plus a week or so, I think. I remember being on the plane, flying home from surprising you for Jacob's birthday weekend, and having to get Wi-Fi on the plane so that I could watch the episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody ever wonders how did this even start, it was like, well, I had an early radio background when I was much younger. And then, time just went on, and this app came out called Swell. And Aaron will know this because I introduced him to it. And I used to do these Swell casts, and it's an app you can get. And there's a whole community there with that. And the idea, I think it's 3-minute podcasts. So I was like,
it was
man,
5, but
is it?
But
5?
certainly, I mean, 5 or 3. That they go like that.
It goes fast. So I decided that why don't I just try this? Like, I'd like to do a podcast, but I don't know what am I gonna say for 45 minutes or an hour. So I'll just play with this. So it was, we would sign off live at the parks. We tell everybody stay tuned for the Swellcast that we'll post in the next 10 minutes, and I would record it on my way to the car, and we would just review how the stream went that night. And I don't know how big of a hit it was, but we definitely had people listen to it and kept it going for a while. And after doing it for a while, I decided, you know what? I really want to dip my toes into a full-on podcast, and started looking into it, and Spotify could do it. So, and I could do that from home with my setup. So we gave it a shot, and it even started also. It worked out that doing it in the garage sometimes was the way to go. I bought a little foam box and stuck the microphone in there with my phone, and the first several episodes done by only me, a lot of them were recorded in the garage, and they were also edited, heavily edited. I would record it, and then I would edit for like an hour or two at least, so it'd be nice and tight, and all that stuff. So I don't know. I guess at that point, the reason why I decided to ask to bring you on, and Aaron and Dana, is because YouTube came across as really wanting to push podcasts at that point. So I was like, okay. And I still don't know what hit me. I was just like, let me see if we can do. So I'm a fan of Diz Unplugged, now Diz Unlimited. Great guys, love those guys. We still have to get some of them on. As a matter of fact, we do. Did I even tell you? Yeah, when we were at Epic, I met some former members there who we've got to make contact on. We're gonna have them on. It'll be awesome. Great. So I was thinking in that style. I'm like, you know what? If we're gonna do this video style, let's try to do it like they do it. Let's get some more people on. Let's have different opinions. Let's really change the style of the DIZPod. So we did that, and then for some reasons or others, it didn't really work out for the others to stay on. So Lawrence and I stayed on, and eventually Lawrence I went from running the whole thing to Lawrence kind of taking it over, and it wouldn't be this great if you didn't take it over, my friend. So thank you.
No, it's a true collaboration between the two of us for sure. I was not into any of this, didn't know what live streaming was before the first time I saw Living in Diz. What was that, 3.5 years ago? So, excuse me, it's certainly taken on a life of its own. I didn't think, like if I showed you what I started with on that first episode, it was simply a laptop, a small little ring light, and a desk stand microphone that I ended up returning. To now, I'm looking at you all on a 49-inch screen, and I've got 3 other screens over here.
We've gone through equipment changes, right? You and I have gone through equipment changes for sure.
Yeah, plenty of them. So yeah, things change. But let's talk about that first episode. And since we're going to talk about the first episode, let's bring in one of those co-hosts from that first episode. There he is.
That guy looks familiar.
Oh my gosh. Am I live on the DIZPod again so soon?
You are, and you're at Epcot. Look at that. Nice.
Yeah, you like my background here? No, I just don't want you to see my messy office.
Whatever works. No, I do like that picture is a nice picture. So Aaron, did join us, and he was I said this the other day because John from Fun to Be Free was on with us. Was that last week? 2 weeks ago. And he was remote in the Poly. And I was like, I think he's the first guest ever coming to us remote from the Poly. And I was like, oh, well, no, Aaron was live from Coronado.
I believe that was actually the first episode when we taped it. I was currently doing a staycation at Coronado, and I recorded from along the lake.
Yeah.
Right.
So Aaron, he invites all of us to be on this podcast, and you're a live streamer. I wasn't a live streamer. Dana certainly wasn't a live streamer. What did you think about going into podcasting and him starting this podcast?
Well, I can say that I love to talk Disney. I love talking Disney with Corey, and it really wasn't that different. The only difference for me, and it was kind of weird, was like recording it live to tape, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
That was the weird part for me.
Mm-hmm. And I was I was certainly unsure of that, and I thought we would, mess up, have to stop. Okay, where were we? Okay, what were our faces like? Like I was ready for like this whole big production, and instead we did that all in one shot, which I thought was pretty good of us.
I'm actually very impressed it went off well because I was kind of live from Coronado. I had a lot of background noise around me, and I had to keep muting my mic when I wasn't speaking to keep it from being too distracting. Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember that?
I do. And that's part of the issue with, doing a remote shot. But again, it's life. And it's not like you were remote in, Costco.
Oh my gosh.
You're remote in Disney, so it adds to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now we're here at episode 100. You've seen, a few of the episodes. What did you think of some of the topics and the guests that we've been able to somehow, by some miracle, get?
I'm just going to speak to the guests. The amount of guests and which guests you've gotten have been absolutely fantastic and amazing. It's hard for me to believe sometimes which guests y'all say y'all are getting. Like Robert Sherman's daughter, that alone, it was his daughter, that right? Yeah.
It was Richard Sherman's daughter, Lori.
And that blew me away.
Yeah, so I mean, she agreed. We do have to reschedule her because she unfortunately got ill, but she is coming back on the show soon. So that I'm very excited about that. But it's
And,
we've had
and
Latoka, who's Leah Chase's sister. Obviously,
Yana.
people from the community, you, Josh, Pink Pam 86.
Cliff Flicks is like one of the episodes that really sticks out for me.
Yes,
That was a great show.
yeah. Cliff is, first of all, what he does just, there's nobody better in putting together these nighttime spectacular shows. But he's also a loyalist to Epcot. And I still need to ask him about going on Splash, because he went to Japan to go ride Splash Mountain. So I got to ask him how that
I'm
went.
jealous.
I know, right? Yeah. But I'll say this: it has been phenomenal to be in this community and have great guests like you mentioned, but then also, to make friends in the community like you, like John from Fun to Be Free, like Kelly and Ivone, it's just, and Josh and Jenna. In fact, I'll tell you quick story. So I don't stream like you guys. You guys have been doing it 7 years. Aaron, you're on how many years?
I actually started before Corey. So my first stream, I think it was early 2019.
So, you guys have been doing this a long time. And I did a solo trip in November to go to the Christmas party. Excuse me. And I'm just sitting there in World Celebration with my slice of pizza from Connections. And I might have even probably had music playing. No, I was listening to the music in World Celebration, my favorite loop. And all of a sudden, this person comes by and she waves to me and she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I look, and it's Jenna from Resort TV 1, who recognized me instead of me recognizing her. So, it's amazing to be a part of this community and to meet as many people as I've been able to meet that are part of the community, our guests, but then also all the folks that are here in chat tonight and everybody that's watched our episodes so far. It's been just absolutely amazing
So
to be a part of that.
I will say that not many people know this, but before the DIZPod, I really didn't know Lawrence all that well. It was after the DIZPod came to be that I really got to know Lawrence through the DIZPod and hanging out with him in the park when he would be with Corey.
Yeah, I mean, before that,
I forgot about that.
What did we meet one time?
Yeah, probably once.
Yeah, and because of the DIZPod, our friendship has certainly grown, and it's just an amazing thing to be a part of this community for sure, and especially now with the Disney Streamer Network, that's growing even more because we've got 17 channels that are a part of that now, and more continue to add on every week. So that will just continue to grow as well.
You spoke about that situation with that moment with Jenna, recognizing you, and it blew you away. I have one of those moments too. I don't know if Aaron has one of those moments where somebody maybe that you knew of in the community, someone you maybe watched. Were you ever blown away that someone knew you that you didn't expect to maybe know you? For us, it was Nate from Paging Mr. Morrow. I think our channel was probably maybe not even a year old, and Nate had been somebody we always wanted to meet back then. And we were leaving Hollywood Studios one night after vlogging because we weren't live yet. We were on a live channel, and Jacob said, "Dad, there's Nate." And Tammy was in the store, and Mickey's Hollywood, and Tammy just loves Nate. And I said, "Oh, shoot." I said, go get mom. So he went in to get Tammy, and Jacob and I were like 10 feet away from him, and he looked over. He goes, "Oh, hey, living in Diz, what's up?" And I was like, wait, what? You know who we are? I'm like, that okay. He's like, of course I do. So that was a really cool interaction with Nate for the first time.
So I will say this, two things. First, I have run into Nate not in the parks, but I've actually run into him at Best Buy in Winter Garden. He was looking at like an iMac or something like that, and I just happened to come across him shopping. That was funny. As for getting recognized in the park, I don't think I've been recognized by another channel who knew me first, but I have been recognized by a viewer. This was like maybe mid to late 2019, and I was getting in line for Star Tours. I was with two of my mods, Park Worlds. Actually, I was with the Park Worlds.
Okay.
And we were just sitting there and we were chatting, and all of a sudden someone, Aaron, is that Aaron from My Disney World Fix? It was still My Disney World Fix at the time. I'm just like, oh, hi. It was the first time I've been recognized, so it was kind of awkward.
It really makes your day though, because we were covering. It was the first time. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say it was the first time ever that Disney decided to do a whole merch line of Disney snacks. The shirts, the lounge flies, and all that. So, what was that? Maybe that was 2019. Maybe
I think so.
It was before the pandemic, and they had a whole special event going on in Disney Springs, right outside of Disney Style, which I don't think was Disney Style at the time. Yeah, and we were just covering that for the vlog, and they were giving out free Mickey bars and things like that. And just some young girl came over with a stroller and said, "I just want you to all know that I love your channel and we watch." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I never forgot that. I don't even know if we had 100 subscribers yet, but always a thrill. You never, and I don't want to discount anybody now. It still makes my day to meet anyone, even today. I love it.
I could say that from my perspective too. I absolutely enjoy meeting the viewers, have them come up and say hi. It is still kind of weird to me, so I'm a little awkward in it, I'll admit, but I'm not trying to push anyone away. I'm just like, oh, hi, I'm going to try and be the best person I can be and greet with you the way I should, but at the same time, this is awkward for me because it's different.
I kind of had some foresight when the kids were much younger. Jacob was, what was he, 9? And I would have put Jill at like 11. And I just said when we started the channel, I said, you guys, at some point, if the channel grows, people may stop us in the park. They may say, hey, I watched the channel or whatever. I said, no matter what kind of day you're having or whatever, always try to match their intensity at least. If they come over and say hello, put that smile on, interact with them, even if, you're not in the greatest of moods for that moment, because, that first impression is huge. So I kind of tried to groom them early for that kind of thing, because you could be having a bad day, right? And you just if somebody feels like you shoved them off that moment, they'll walk away saying, "Boy, that Aaron, he's such a blah blah blah. I'm not watching his channel." Yeah, so.
It's basically that mindset for me. I have to tap into my theme park worker mindset. So
yeah, exactly. Had to do that last night because I'm a mod in a Facebook group, and someone was posting something un-Disney-like, so I just wished her a magical night.
Have a magical night.
No, this has been phenomenal to be a part of, and I'm so appreciative of the boundaries that I've been able to push myself, and that Corey's allowed me to push, and take a chance that I might break the channel, and things happen. I mean, we were delayed tonight because there was an update in it, so it didn't load everything correctly. But those things happen. But the risk doesn't outweigh the reward, because when you can deliver something great to the folks that are watching, means the world to me. And I've got some more surprises for all of you tonight, and a big name guest coming up.
I will add real quick, Lawrence, you have done an amazing job taking over the DIZPod and the pre-show and post-show for the weekly streams. You are an amazing asset to living in Diz, and I am jealous.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
He really is, and what people need to know, and I've said this before, is this is all out of the kindness of his heart. It's two good friends that just really get along so well together, and Lawrence is just so kind. He came to me. He knew how much work it was to be doing what I was doing, and just said, "Can I do something to help?" And it just started from there. And he was sent from above for sure. And
Corey
so
said to
grateful for him.
me, I forget what we were doing. We were chatting on FaceTime, and Corey said, I'm thinking of going down to, 2 days at this point. And this was before the podcast. And I was like, I don't think I want Corey to stream less. So if I can take some of that burden away, then he can stream more. So that's really where it came from. It was
Okay.
And I have been trying to.
It was me being selfish and wanting more Disney. That's what it was.
I'm glad you were selfish.
I have been trying to poach Lawrence ever since. Not really.
Get in line. Pete offered me a contract when I was on his show, so get in line.
Yeah. Lawrence is under a lifetime contract, so
Listen, this is episode
As he should
100. We said 500 to go, so we got 400 more. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't. When we first said 500, right? We just picked a number out of a hat and was like, yeah, whatever. We're actually like 20% of the way there. It's crazy to me.
right. And this feels so good tonight. It's a real milestone. We talked about it, but for it to finally be here. And what people wouldn't know is we still have a list really long of subjects in case we don't have something that we come up with.
Yep.
I've been carrying around 2 in my head for 100 episodes that we still haven't done, but we're going to do it someday.
Funny enough, tonight was supposed to be Chris Musing from Musing's podcast. And I had set that up and totally forgot because we had to move a couple episodes. So he messaged me this morning. He was like, hey, we still good? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. So we have him scheduled now for July. So that our calendar continues to fill up. We don't take many weeks off. I think maybe in the 100 episodes that we've done this, maybe 5 total.
Yeah, maybe not even that.
Including vacations like your cruise.
Right. Oh, right.
One of my vacations.
It's usually that, right? It's usually a vacation that we might have or whatever. One time you were ill.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, there might be, I might have a time or two coming up before the summer's over where we might have to skip, but we'll see.
Okay.
So I want to acknowledge my lovely co-host and wife in the chat. She said, Aaron, we need to buy a lotto ticket so that we can give Lawrence an offer.
Speaking of that, I need to.
Don't worry, everybody. He still has to report to Jacob for time off. So.
Now, if I buy a lottery ticket and I win, then I could do both. See, I could handle both.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Because the thing is that me and Corey don't usually stream at the same time.
Right.
I try to avoid that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I try to avoid streaming at the same time as Corey.
Yeah. We'll work on that. Not like the Disney Streamer Network hasn't taken off a lot of my time in the last 2 weeks.
I believe that.
But it's good. I've actually have somebody who's going to be helping put together automating the stream announcements. So when you guys are going live or when you scheduled it, people will be able to click on a button and see, hey, what's coming up? And they'll be right on our Facebook page. They don't have to leave to go to another website or anything like that. It's just going to tell them right there.
Nice.
And are we working on... Oh, go ahead. Finish.
I was going to say, I might have wait times also for us that can scroll right on the bottom when you're eating or when you're in a queue or something like that. Just pops right up. So we're working on some stuff.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. Are we going to have like a screen with multiple boxes where you can see these live streams happening and the viewer can click on those?
TBD.
To be announced. Okay, a little tidbit. We're working on that idea, everyone. That you can just go on to a site and see all of this happening.
This is all news to me because I was literally sitting. I think I was sitting here in the office one day. And all of a sudden, I got a text from Lawrence. Hey, join my Discord server. And I'm just like, oh, okay. This is Lawrence. I'll join. I didn't know it was something bigger.
Yeah, this is big. It's like nothing that's ever happened before in the community. So trying to bring everyone together, and it's working phenomenally so far. The tech talk. I think Aaron was in the tech talk room a little bit too when we were throwing around some ideas, and that I love that part of it too. If any of us, so for instance, Aaron, if you're doing an attraction and you're like, this is weird that I'm lagging here. Is this something? You can go into tech talk and say, hey guys, lagging on Dumbo, kind of thing. Anyone having any issues, and hopefully someone can chime in if they've experienced that or not, for sure.
The problem is that I always lag in the queue for Dumbo, so
yeah.
And the other side of that, and I don't think he'll mind us telling because he talked about coming on the show to talk about it. Lily's Life Dad sent us this great text message to Corey and I yesterday about how much being in the community, the Disney Streamer Network, meant to him, and how Lily lit up because they got like 20 subs Saturday night when they were live, and they felt that it came from being a part of the Disney Streamer Network because it hadn't happened like that for them before that. So it's going to be great, and it's just now starting to take off. I mean, you're gonna see me post in the Disney Streamer Network Facebook page and Instagram. If there's breaking news, I might be sitting right here and post some breaking news with a video and post that on all of our socials. So we're going to continue to try different things. Live cut-ins from the parks. Eventually, the Facebook page can stream live, so we could restream if Josh's or Jenna's in the parks on a Tuesday morning. I can restream that to that page. Corey's on a Saturday night. I can restream that to that page just to continue to open up, the world to streaming for sure. So, yep.
I like the dreams you have for this, Lawrence. I really do.
I appreciate that. And I told somebody the other day, I said, this is not my thing. This is our thing. So if people have ideas on what needs to happen or something they'd like to try, then I'm all for it. And don't think that I have forgotten my original idea of the streamer challenge. We're going to be doing a lot of those.
Well, just remember this, and this is a note for the audience. Even though, what you said is really nice, every site has a site admin. That's you, buddy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's great. It's been a lot of fun. I like to see it grow. So if you're not a part of the Disney Streamer Network on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Threads, we're not on Vine though. No. But on Facebook. Yeah, Vine.
What is this? 2012?
We're on MySpace though.
Yes.
We're on MySpace.
Yeah. Man,
we're on
GeoCities
too.
Yeah, GeoCities.
Sharon Hecker says it makes streamers.
GeoCities. Listen, MySpace, we were all doing coding back then at preteen and teen years. Like, what were we doing? That was crazy.
Where do you think half my knowledge in HTML and CSS came from?
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Sharon Hecker says it makes streamers a real community, and it does.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. And I feel like it's changed my perspective on the community a little bit too, where, and Aaron can share in this, we're the old guys on the block. We are the OGs. Oh my gosh.
We talk about this all the time.
We're the OGs really of all this. Josh, the gun went off and Josh jumped ahead of us by a step. We got to give him that. But there's a small group of us that were right behind him as the originals.
Oh yeah.
So we kind of have to embrace that. We're kind of like the godfather of this network, and we have a lot of history behind us. So we have a lot to offer these new streamers too.
What is it? How we word? I think we call us like the first wave or something like that.
Yeah, the first wave. And I think back, that's how the community was back then. It was so small that we all got together. Most of us got together to begin with.
I remember before the pandemic, we had the charity event that was the Beverly Challenge in the old.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember Pete was the MC of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So wait, I wasn't around back then. What was this?
So
what's the old building with a fountain view building? I don't even know what they called that. It's no longer standing. Did they completely destroy that?
It was Innovention. It was Innoventions West that we did it in. Okay. It was just like the Club Cool, and we had gotten permission that day to host a kind of like impromptu charity event, and it happened live on a few channels, but the main one was Resort TV, Josh's channel, and it was just like competition who could drink the most, Beverly, and however much, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think Donna Jaworski ended up winning. If I remember correctly,
did Donna win that?
I think Donna won that.
Oh wow!
Wow! See, you guys are giving me ideas. I told you, streamer challenge. Be looking for it. That might be a good one to rehash.
In between each round, Pete was like going around hosting interviews, and each time someone would get knocked out, it was like a post game, like, "Oh, you got eliminated. What are you going to do now?" kind of interview. It was this
hold
amazing
on, I'm hurling
thing
on the floor.
Somehow I could see Pete doing that. He's great at sports, so
he was amazing at that, and that was like, I hate to bring up what happened to the poor guy, but this was like right before all that happened to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Pete is definitely the godfather of Disney live streams on YouTube, and he's in our Disney Streamer Network as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
Pam confirmed Donna won.
There you go. Very cool.
I don't like JW's idea, teacup spinning challenge.
Oh, no.
I'm out already.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Aaron could win that. Although, we could have the DIZPod represented because Jill can spin like no one's business as well. I think Jill and Aaron have gone on the same teacup before.
I think we have.
Well, Catherine went with Roxy and Aaron one night, and I took the girls. I took Finley and Ariel. I was very happy with that.
What my best? I mean, there's so many good memories with y'all in the parks, but some of my favorites are literally trying to jump scare Jill as she was coming out of Haunted Mansion all those times.
Oh yeah. Aaron tries really hard.
And now Corey's the target. I need to up my game again because he's not been scared the past couple of times.
Oh,
that's true. It's like I'm locked in and focused on what I'm doing, and it's like, what? Who's it? Who's here? Oh, it's Aaron.
I love it, Aaron. I appreciate you coming on. We've already talked, and Aaron's going to come and come back later on for the. We'll do a special episode with Aaron and maybe Dana. We can get Dana on. That'll be great. Have the four of us on again for a special episode. So it has been great. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yep. And before I go, I will say that I want to congratulate you two on 100 episodes. You all took what we did in those first like 2 or 3 episodes, all 4 of us, and you've built it into this wonderful. I don't want to say empire because that's the wrong word, but you get what I'm trying to say, and it's amazing. So keep up the good work, you two.
I appreciate that,
my friend.
I appreciate
we'll talk
that.
To you soon. Thanks for coming on.
All right.
Catch you later, care.
Guys.
All right. Yeah, he says empire. The only thing I think of is just, there's no other channel out there that is live streaming in the parks and has a podcast that is this strong and this consistent.
Right.
No one's doing that combination.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things we're doing. I mean, the pre-show, the post-show. I still will harp on the family thing. Most streamers are one person. So, we're 3 or 4, depending on the attendance that day. But yeah, it's just us. It's the way we do it.
And it's a lot to manage, even like when you're talking about being in the parks with a family. Do you want to do this? On a Wednesday night when you're by yourself, it's like, what are the wait times? All right, here's what we're doing. What? We're waiting for Happily Ever After for an hour and 20 minutes in the rain? Sure, that's what I'm going to do tonight.
Yeah. Let's just There's a new popcorn bucket that I must have at Epcot, and we're supposed to be here at Hollywood all night. Tell you what, after Hollywood and Vine, we're walking to Epcot, everyone.
Yeah.
And that was the stream. We're walking to
stream.
Epcot. We're grabbing the bucket, go on the Skyliner. We'll come back and we're done. It was fun to we've been doing that kind of lately, kind of stepping out of the box and doing some things. We did an extended stream at Disney Springs the other night, which I think we got really great feedback on. So look forward to more Animal Kingdom streams that are coupled with, a good 4-hour Disney Springs.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom still should not close as early as it does, but whatever.
No, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, and we've got some fun stuff coming up, both on the DIZPod and on the live streams. July is going to be packed. We know that we have the Starlight Parade coming up, and depending on how many times they show that, we hope to bring it to you maybe 3 times that night. Just saying. Again, trying to push the envelope. We have July 4th. I'll be there for July 4th. So that'll be a great week as well. And get your seatbelts buckled because Disney announced Test Track opens July 22nd. And we'll have annual pass holder previews before that. So we know Corey and the family will be out there.
Oh, yeah.
That week. So looking forward to July for sure.
And I said it, right? I said it live in the parks last week during that lengthy rain delay in the hub at Magic Kingdom, waiting for Happily Ever After. I told everybody that we had an opportunity to ride it all day this past Monday. So if Disney's doing video work for Test Track for promotional purposes, that this is going to be no time before it's open.
Yep.
Because that's kind of the timeline and how it goes. So we'll get cast members first, then we'll get APs after that. I mean, that's going to happen fast. We're talking a little over a month away from the opening of Test Track. So what a cast member's going to get on maybe, I'd say within the next 10 days.
They have a long preview. I don't know that I'm going to be able to look it up right now, but I feel like their preview was like 2 weeks long or something like that. So I'm kind of hoping that we overlap with theirs, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's gonna be fun.
So, Corey and I have been doing this podcast a long time, 100 episodes. Do you have a favorite funny memory that you can think of?
Oh boy, I don't have much of a memory. Let me think.
I know. I was thinking, and it's 100 episodes, and it's kind of tough because we've had some good. Heck, I was thinking about all the guests we've had. We've talked to cast members. We've talked to former cast members. We've talked to friends of Mickey. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, yeah.
You
know who jumps out was the day there was a takeover. Like the podcast was just taken out of our hands.
Oh, Jason.
And we kind of became the guests.
Jason, yes. Yeah, I need to have Jason. Him and I talk quite a bit. We were actually in the parks. I forget when it was, but we were in the parks the same time as each other, and I wanted to meet up with him, and it just didn't happen. But yeah, Jason would be great to have on again. So I'll tell you one of mine. One of my favorites was the game that I threw together, Like, Love, Leave. You remember that one? Now you were sick that day, and you powered through, and we did that episode. You can actually hear it in your voice, but you were sick, and we weren't sure that we were going to do the episode. But I said, with what I have, because this is back when we could both produce the show. So I was able to take the reins and kind of let you relax a little bit, and so you were okay with that. It actually was one of the funniest ones, and it's one of my. I still laugh every time that I see the clip. But it was a very long time ago. I'm going to show you all just how long ago it was. Mickey pretzel, Mickey ice cream bar, or an ice cream sandwich.
Oh, this is so easy. Mickey Mickey ice cream bar. We're going to love them. We're going to like the Mickey pretzel. And we're going to leave the ice cream sandwich. I can't even understand the ice cream sandwich with all the... What's up with that? You might as well just go off and buy a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as well. Because an ice cream sandwich is an ice cream sandwich, dear God. Are you kidding me? Oh, that infuriates me. Ice cream sandwiches. I don't care if it's shaped like a Mickey. Nope. Took my stand.
Yeah, he's taking his stand for sure. Poly, Grand Floridian, and Contemporary.
I would buy a Wookiee cookie before I would buy an ice cream sandwich in Disney. I'm just saying. That's the truth.
Oh, man.
I'm dying. I'm crying. Oh, wow. That's hilarious. I had never seen that, everyone. That is amazing. Wow. That is amazing. Wow. Speechless. That's awesome.
Yeah, I threw that together.
That is great. We're gonna have to talk about that one. That's a great job.
Yeah, that was fun. But that is one of my core memories in doing the show in the first 100 episodes was that, and it was really because we had moved on. We were done with the ice cream sandwich, and I'm talking about resorts, and Corey just bust out with, I'd buy a Wookiee cookie. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
That was awesome.
Do you remember the promo that we did that Nick produced?
Yes, I do. That was fun. We did. We recorded that at like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah. It was definitely late. Here, I'll show the audience what that one is.
That's awesome. We had so much fun with that. That was awesome too.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun with that, and we wanted to get that 80s sitcom vibe with it.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm lagging a little bit on my end, but you can hear me fine, I assume.
Yeah, I can hear you good. Audience can let us know if you
I can refresh
hear
if you want to talk for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. See if that'll do it. So it's so funny. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but there's so much that goes into this show, and we talked about these shirts. I mean, my Tuesday nights are here with all of you, and I love that. But that also means that Catherine and Finley are out there, and this shirt was made last night or this morning at like 3:00 in the morning. Corey's shirt was made last week so that I could send it out so that he could get it in time for tonight. And it takes a huge effort from Catherine to do all that. And maybe I'll do that next week. I was going to bring all of the shirts that she made, and I was going to put them back there so you could all see them.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Catherine.
It's amazing, amazing work that she does. So I appreciate everything that you do for me and allowing me to do this, which is awesome.
That's awesome. I can just quickly say the same to Tammy. Thanks for not making me any shirts. I'm just kidding. Thank you for all she does. And, we've always been a team, no matter what, from the very beginning in our relationship. We're just a team. And it's not you do this, I got this, you do this. It's just we assume roles and we just do things.
Mm-hmm.
And same here. And she'll say, I can't be out there live streaming. I can't be in here doing the DIZPod if she wasn't the one running everything else in the household. So she allows me to play and work with all of you. So, the ladies deserve just as much credit as we do.
Absolutely. So all of you in chat, and if you're watching after, please feel free to comment. We've done a lot of topics, 99 of them, if you exclude this one. So 99 topics or 99 guests. Tell us, one of your favorites. I mean, I even like the one where we challenge ourselves, where we did. Could you stay in Magic Kingdom and not leave Main Street for a whole day?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a great one, and we pulled it off.
And we did. The how to do Disney in the rain. We did a deep dive into Genie Plus. We did a deep dive into DAS. We've done a lot of topics that are there to help people, but we've also done a lot of topics that are there for just entertainment. And a lot of times it's just to entertain the two guys on the screen too.
Right? We're just a couple of bros talking Disney.
That's it.
That's all that is. Stephen Tony says it requires a proficient host to maintain a podcast, and both of you have successfully accomplished this task, deserving of recognition. Thank you so much, Stephen Tony. One of our many, 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 many supporters, for sure.
Yeah. Appreciate that. And then the guests, like we talked about, at first, let me ask you this, because I know in the radio version that you did 16 episodes of before moving it here, you had a couple guests. But did you envision when you started this version having guests, or did you think it was just going to be the four of us touching on topics?
Yeah, I never envisioned guests. I just thought it would be just us hitting on topics all the time. A guest never even crossed my mind. So I don't even know where that started to come about.
I don't remember offhand.
And who was the first guest? There's a trivia question
guest
for everybody, because I don't even know.
I feel like it might have been Victor.
Oh, okay. Victor or Claudia, maybe.
I was thinking Victor or Claudia, yeah. Oops, hold on.
So maybe we started with that, as they are and were sponsors of the channel. And then maybe from there it took off. Where we're like, this was fun. Let's try to grab some other guests. And sometimes I think it's like a little competition, unspoken competition between you and I. Like, let me see if I can go behind the scenes and work on something. And then, hey, Lawrence, guess who I got? Or you'll be like, guess who I got?
And you know what? It's been a lot of fun. I mean, just so many. In fact, I'm gonna show you one of my favorites. And Roderick just mentioned by far my favorite was the interview with Eula Toka, Leah Chase's sister. I watched the cooking show, the Dookie Chase cookbook. So to hear that she was the inspiration behind Tiana's was very cool. I happen to have a clip from that show. Here we go.
Well, first of all, our family was quite a large family. There was 11 of us, and she was our oldest sister. Leah Lange Chase was the oldest sister in the family. And she always wanted to do things. Our motto, our family motto was work hard, pray, work hard, and do for others. Our parents always taught us that. And she followed that to a T. She enjoyed the restaurant business by working as a waitress shortly before she became a cook in a restaurant, because she never referred to herself as a chef. She always said, I am a cook. And she met and married her husband, Edgar Dookie Chase Jr. His parents had the restaurant, Dookie Chase Restaurant in New Orleans, and that she really, really enjoyed that type of thing, the restaurant business. She really, really enjoyed it, and she went on from there. She was always very humble, never, ever forgot our humble upbringing. All of the things that our family and our parents always raised us to realize and know that through life. And she was always a very gracious person and always did for others.
So that I'll give you a little hint behind that. So her daughter, who's also named Eula Toka, works with my brother, Nick. And so that's how we were able to get her on as a guest. But she was not supposed to be the guest. It was supposed to be Eula's daughter that was supposed to be on the show. But she was like, I don't know if I can do it. My mom knows more of the history and blah, blah, blah. And so she called her mom. I want to say maybe 90 minutes before showtime. And she said that she would come on the show in place of her daughter. And it was a phenomenal interview. She is a great guest. And when we ended that show, she was like, I want to come back on. I've got so much that I forgot to say and blah, blah, blah. So, we've been trying to coordinate to get her back on the show as well. But she was a phenomenal guest.
Certainly was a big feather in our cap for sure for that.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. And it's, when I look at the folks that we've had on, Ken Bruce, Brian Blackmore, the whole idea behind it, Heiss, we had Heiss on. Heiss was great. The whole idea behind that is they're obviously Disney related, right? I'm not going to bring you someone that's not related to Disney in some way, right? I'm not going to bring on a fashion guru unless they're doing Disney fashion, right?
Sure.
So the idea is to bring you something in the community. When I did NC Disney, and I was just thinking, maybe she was the first guest. I have to see. Remember Elizabeth from NC Disneyana. But it might not
forget Zach either.
Yeah, and Zach Stevens, who's performing in Europe right now on a tour with Savatage. We've been able to get some great guests, but they're related. Here's a guy from, lead singer from Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Well, how's he related? Well, because he's a big Disney fan. He's an annual pass holder. Him and his wife go to Disney all the time. But he was running a Disney marathon. So we got to talk about running. We did Hidden Mickeys with Caught on Main Street. It's really just about bringing you a part of the community that you wouldn't normally see.
Yes, that's our angle, right? I mean, it's so funny. I try to avoid being like anyone else all the time. That's always been my motivation. And when we were trying to find what we wanted our channel to do in the very beginning 7 years ago, I would gravitate towards the news a little bit here and there, and I just didn't want to be a news channel. We did park updates and showed construction and things like that. Jill and I tried a little bit of some news videos, but never wanted to be that. So when you fast forward to the DIZPod, it kind of started out like that a little bit. Tried some different things there too, but always veer away from just being the news. Other channels do such a great job with that. Just didn't want to be that too, because Lawrence and I could just be here and comment on the news. Diz Unlimited does a great job with that, and I enjoy listening to them. But we want to be different, and that's how I think we've separated ourselves from some of that. Like, let's come up with some other subjects that other people aren't talking about.
Yeah. I remember after episode 1, because on episode 1, I really made myself out to be a guest, right? I wasn't a co-host. I wasn't one of the 4 co-hosts. I just felt like I was a guest because I knew that Aaron and Corey were in the parks and Dana and I weren't. So I knew that they had more to talk about. So then by the second episode, we had talked about, well, what are we going to do? Everybody should bring a little piece. And so that's when I started doing the resort deep dives. Remember those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that. The resort deep dives. I mean, again, something that we could still touch on, just idea after idea. And, having, losing our former guests, Aaron and losing Dana, I still think that in a way, when you and I just took over, it took on its own life.
Mm-hmm.
But in an alternate universe, with all of us staying on through 100 episodes, it still would have been a great thing.
Yeah.
Because Aaron is so knowledgeable about the parks and passionate. Dana, really, if we're honest with everyone, for Dana, it was many conversations before she decided to step down. She just didn't feel like she had enough to offer. Well, I'm not in the parks much, so I don't feel like, and I was like, Dana, you bring this whole other thing. You think outside the box. You force us to answer questions that are difficult. And she just put it over the top, and she does that in our Zoom calls too. Like she just takes over and you just let her, and she makes it so much fun. So definitely a loss there, but that's an alternate universe, and we were able to take this and run with it and make it its own as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it's a little bit of that spirit of Dana that I've tried to incorporate into the show to say, okay, how do we continue to push the boundary of what people think a podcast is? We still have so much. We had a run in December, really, where every episode was about music in some way. We had Ice on. We talked about Give Kids the World. Then there was something else behind that. So it was all about music that whole month. We still have a couple episodes, like Corey said, that are just sitting there, or a couple topics that are just sitting there waiting to become episodes.
Yeah. You want to know something? I looked down at my t-shirt. 100% not even planned. I just woke up this morning, grabbed the shirt, half awake, threw it on, threw my scrubs on top of it, and went to work.
Okay.
Let's see if I can show this. I'm just gonna have to. Well, I don't want to tilt the camera.
Let me see if I can
see what I can do here. Yeah, can you kind of come out a little bit? Look at this. Keep it.
Wow.
It's the Keep It 100 shirt with Mr. Incredible. Totally didn't plan that. I just looked down while we were talking, and I'm like, wait a minute. 100. That is nuts.
Hold on.
It was meant to be. He must be wearing socks that have 100s on them or something. The Mickey 100. There you go.
I have my 100 hat. I just thought about that when you said that. That's pretty funny that you ended up wearing that shirt. That's pretty funny.
Isn't that crazy? 86JB in chat says, I like the episode where they explained how to get a VIP tour with strangers for less money.
Oh, well, that was Jason.
That was the show. There you go.
That was Jason and Sharon talking about the VIP tours. And then we followed that up with another version of the VIP tours, really because Jason took off the first one, which was so much fun. And that's the one we had Ken Bruce on as well. That was a packed show.
We have to get more authors on this year.
Yeah. We will certainly look at that. But it's been so much fun getting all these folks on, and like I said, part of the community. So we have we have so many lined up. I'm trying to think of the next ones that are coming on. Next week is going to be Imperial Remnant, which I know Corey's going to absolutely love that episode. That is all going to be Star Wars based. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave the room because I will not be needed for that one. But that is a gentleman who has a YouTube channel, but he builds, in fact, his home theater is all Star Wars. Like, he built the lights that Corey wants whenever he goes into Star Tours. He's like, I want those lights. So he has those. So we're going to talk to him next week. We have a trip recap, obviously, for July 8th. So we have Imperial Remnant next week. Then we are going to be off for the 1st because I will be traveling to the parks. We'll do a trip recap on the 8th. We have Maz's Musings coming on the 15th. So he hosts a podcast, so he's going to be joining us. The 22nd is going to be all about Starlight So we're going to do a recap of Disney Starlight since we will have just seen it on Monday or Sunday, excuse me. And then we'll continue to fill in those weeks with new guests or new topics. Some of those topics in August and September are going to be the food and wine preview, the D23 predictions, and the D23 recap, which those are fun when we do the predictions. We're just trying. What are we going to... We have no idea. We could be way off. Neither one of us said, oh, they're going to announce villains last year.
No.
Wasn't going to happen.
And we'll have Ashley on. Some of my favorite episodes are previewing the whole process of previewing a festival, and then actually going out to that festival the next day, and if it happens to fall that way, and actually see it. Okay, we previewed this in depth. We talked about it. Now we're attacking this food. We're checking out the merchandise. We're watching the shows. So I love that.
Yeah. Pamela says Science Childcare Chronicles. That was great. Very young entrepreneur starting something in Disney to fill a need.
Most impressive.
I mean, it's just incredible with what she does. And it's just, if you folks have a topic or you have a guest that that we can get on, bring them on. In fact, I told Corey this right before we went live because I got the message right before we went live. And let me explain something. Just take a chance. This is what I've learned in the first 100 episodes doing the show is just take a chance, right? Push yourself to see what you can do. When we switch to the format that we're using now, where we're now in 4K and I'm producing the show, that was a chance. That was a chance on me that Corey took. That was a chance on myself that I took. And Corey took a chance on himself because could he relinquish producing? Because he had been producing up until that point. And so now here it is, me producing it. Is it perfect? No. But as long as I continue to, improve and tweak here and there, I think I'm winning. That's always been my philosophy. So continue to push yourself, continue to test the boundaries. So the other night, I reached out to a gentleman named Robert, and Robert will be joining us on the show in the next coming weeks. Oh, Robert Sherman, that was his last name. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Folks want to talk. I mean, heck, Pete is interviewing Bob Weiss right now, former head of Imagineering. Folks want to talk, so I will continue to push the envelope and ask for guests to come on the show. And the worst they can do is, say no. But we'll continue to try because I think it's been great to bring all of you something that's a little bit different, somebody that brings a unique view, something unique that they bring, like Cyan, like we talked about, or some history like Ken Bruce or Robert Sherman. I mean, just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. That'll be great. And we'll see what comes up next. More great guests to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if there's somebody or some topic you guys want to talk about, let us know. Put it in the comments, and I will certainly do my best to try and get them on. 86 says, I really enjoyed the episode where we discussed our ideas for a fifth gate. I like that one too. Was that the epic Disney has to respond, I think?
Oh, could be.
I think that was that episode. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. And being here with all of you is really what makes it, not that I couldn't talk to Corey for an hour and a half, but, certainly being with all of you is what really makes the biggest difference to the show, honestly. Because we, like Corey says, we do it live because we do it for you. And it just, adds so much more. And, we have a captive audience, not because of us two, but because you're all Disney lovers. And that's what Corey and I are doing. He says it all the time. We're just two bros talking Disney. We just happen to be with all of you doing it. So it's what makes it really cool. So I tell Corey all the time, I'm very appreciative that he asked me to join and gives me the chance to break his channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it's amazing that people don't get to see the behind the scenes things. And I don't get, I assume, I never thought about this, but you probably have done the same thing I have. And I noticed it a couple weeks ago when, we're doing technology that no one else is doing in the parks where, if people don't realize this, because when I go live at first, it's a glitch in the system that we just can't fix. It's out of our hands, but I'm running a raw feed. So if you all see Corey Cam come up, and I know a lot of you have jumped into that, that's a private feed, and we eventually turn it private. But that's the main feed that's going back to Lawrence, and then Lawrence is taking that and pushing it out on the public stream. And no one else is doing that, not even close. And so sometimes we get some hiccups with that. And I really sensed a level of frustration. I could just sense it from Lawrence. A week and a half ago or something, and I even texted him like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I just left and went for a walk," because he was trying to send it out to me to the parks, and it did, I think, but then it did let go, and there was no coming back from it, and Lawrence just had to go for a walk, and I was on my own for the rest of the night, and reached out to him, but yeah, there's times too, from lagging, and I'm like, "No, my stuff is good. What's going on over there?" Or I'll be like, oh, I'm ready. I'm standing here. I'm in front of Spaceship Earth. Lawrence is not live yet, Tammy. Lawrence is not live yet. I told them 6 o'clock sharp. It's 6:05, So those things happen, but we just want the best for the channel and the best for all of you. And although it's 100% fun, I still feel like it's my face on this thing. It's my family's face. It's Lawrence's face too. And we want to be able to deliver as professionally as we can while also portraying just 100% fun of what we do.
Yeah.
So, and we work well together like that. We might be frustrated, you and I, now and then, or but it's just work. At that moment, it's work. We're working hard to make this work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think about, the folks waiting and, when there's a hiccup like that, or the other night when I just couldn't go to the post show, it just wouldn't connect.
That's right. That happened. Yeah. We were in ABC commissary when we found out that they no longer serve buffalo sauce with the buffalo chicken cheese sandwich. So, we had trouble connecting there for a few minutes. It was like a 4 or 5 minute connection problem. And I can remember Tammy looking over. She goes, "Are we still not connected?" I'm like, "No, we're not connected yet." And it's tense times until it happens. But
and just for another behind the scenes, he's probably sitting there freaking out because he's not hearing a lot from me, because I don't do voice. I need to start to do more voice to text, because that would probably help, because you do that a lot of voice to text.
Yeah, if you could do that, because I don't want to interrupt you, but I think I know what you're going to say. And I'll text Lawrence. I'll be like, "Lawrence, what's going on? I'm not, whatever the problem is." And then Lawrence doesn't say anything to me, and it could be it doesn't even have to be a minute. It could be 45 seconds. Like, "Tammy, he's not talking to me." Like, what? I don't know what's happening right now. Like, is he addressing this? Did he go to sleep on the couch? What's happening here?
There's a rare occasion where something goes wrong and I'm sleeping on the couch. No, most of the time I'm sitting here trying to handle 3 different, systems to run it. So this is also another benefit of the Disney Streamer Network, because now we're starting to learn how a lot of the new guys are doing it, and they're doing it very differently, and they're doing essentially what we are doing, but by themselves in the park. So if we can start to use their method, but with me doing the post-show, the pre-show, and the graphics in the middle, and the post-show, I think we really got something. So this is where being part of that network really comes in handy, because we'll start to learn from, the second or third wave, as they call them. And, the first wave will continue to tweak. Josh is in 4K tonight. So we'll all just try and tweak. Why? To get better content for all of you. It's what it's really about. So,
yep.
All right. Should we talk about real quickly this week in the parks? Where are we tomorrow?
We are at Magic Kingdom, and always excited to go back to Magic Kingdom, and probably try to chase down the snacks. Snacks are evading me lately. Not happy about that. We shouldn't be running out of snacks, but set out last week at Magic Kingdom to try the Pinocchio chocolate tart, and it was sold out. And this past Saturday is at Animal Kingdom. I even put on the thumbnail that we were chasing the key lime pie on a stick. I talked about it so much, and that was gone too. But luckily, we were able to pivot to the strawberry ice cream sandwich, which was phenomenal. Really, really surprised me how good it was. So, yeah. So tomorrow we'll try to chase the chocolate tart again at Pinocchio Village House. Okay. And if not, maybe we'll try something else.
Leo says it's like in a gourmet kitchen. The head chef is waiting for a response. Yes, chef, 20 seconds. So I actually looked at, they have two-way radios that basically work on like satellite. I was like, oh, that would be really cool if we could do that.
You know what? You have an iPhone, right? Can't we can do walkie-talkie, I think.
Okay, we'll look into that.
Let's talk about that. Right. Yeah. Well, do you have an Apple Watch?
No, I will have. Well, I have two. One of them works a little bit. The other one is decent. But I will be getting a new one shortly.
There's a walkie-talkie.
It's working, but Corey said he likes an ice cream sandwich.
Corey said he liked the ice cream sandwich. That she ran in here breaking news because
it's a strawberry one. It doesn't.
Oh, the difference is the strawberry. He says it doesn't count because it's strawberry.
All right.
Yeah, with strawberry sprinkles on it. That was amazed is for sure.
Michelle, I did see your question, and where was it? Have you had Florida Park Explorers? No, I do need to reach out to them. They are on my list about the Disney Streamer Network, so I will certainly reach out to them about coming on the show as well. And, a lot of the folks in the Disney Streamer Network haven't been on the show, and so we will have them on the show as well. Collaboration.
Yeah, I figured we could do like with several of them, maybe do kind of like we did with Aaron today, like a small segment, like Disney Streamer Network segment,
Yeah.
And have them on for a short time and then continue on with whatever we're gonna do. I think that would be a good spotlight kind of thing once a month or whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Good idea.
Whatever we need. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, collaboration is key. I mean, Corey's going to be on the Pete McDevitt, the Chaotic Clubhouse show.
I think it's like September 7th. Yeah.
And so. I just saw my thumbnail in November. I'm going to be on that show. So, we're just trying to collaborate, and the Stephanie and the ladies have talked about coming on our show to talk about theirs, because they're coming up on 100 episodes for them on the Chaotic Clubhouse show. So we're going to have them come on so they can talk to us about their show.
Nice. I like that idea for sure.
So, if you guys have ideas, this is your show. We just happen to be the host and produce it, but this is all for you, and we love to see you guys talk in the chat and go back and forth with ideas or how everybody's doing. And it's not just our mods that talk; it's everybody. Benjamin, Leo, Michelle. I mean, it's just a really, really cool community. I absolutely appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, they're the audience watching a live recording, so the reason why we don't. That's the reason why we don't address each and every comment the best we can, like we do in the parks. In the parks, I'm trying to address more, but this is more because everybody has to remember that this is going out to Spotify and all that. So to stop and read all comments wouldn't be a good show either. So, but it's all in front of us here, and I see everything. I see what everyone is writing, and I try to respond to some of them while we're live. And for that matter, when I'm live in the parks, you can't read every comment, nor should you. Like people are talking to each other, or maybe it's not super important. But of course, every comment is important to the person commenting. But I try to read what I can and what I think is super relative and adds to the stream while we're live. But I do see way more than I read, and I could probably speak for all streamers on that too.
Yeah,
For a lot of them. They're seeing everything, but they just can't read everything.
Yeah, and our mod team is great, and that that's another thing that he rarely has to address a negative issue going on in chat because this mod team is going to take care of it. I mean, until I switched that one day that where we had a couple trolls, until I switched to subscriber only mode, Corey didn't have to say a word about it because behind the scenes, it was all happening to make sure that we were delivering the best experience for all of you.
Oh yeah, we have such a great team. I hardly ever worry about it. If I see somebody trolling in there, I just continue on with what I'm doing because I know you are all going to handle it.
Yep, absolutely. Purple Pleasure coming in from Dallas, Texas. Hello, good
What's
to
up,
see you.
Purple Pleasure.
It's rare that my mom and I are not in the same area time zone, but it happens.
Right.
So again, I'm just going to say I appreciate everything that this podcast has done for us. It's 100 episodes. There are not many shows that go 100. Most of them, and when I say most, it's about 90% of all podcasts end by their 21st episode because they just don't give it enough time to grow, I think, And would we love 3,000 Disney fans and Disney lovers watching the show and interacting with all of you? Yeah. So will we get there? That's the hope. Maybe that and more. But you know what? It's all about whether you got 5 people watching, whether you got 100 people watching, whether you got 3,000 people watching. It's all about who's watching. So delivering the most for all of you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Let's hit up our sponsor quick. If you're looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard, Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC, and he is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 15 years of experience in the Disney area home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit celebratingflorida.com today and subscribe to his channel at Victor Naraki to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with Victor. Your dream home is just a click away, and he would love it if you click the like button and definitely subscribe. And there are many occasions on Sundays where we simulcast his live streams when he does those wonderful tours of those Florida homes. So you can check us out on our channel, but make sure you at least go over and like and subscribe and do all that good stuff for Victor. He's a very good guy.
Yes. See, here's why I like doing the show live and why the audience matters. Mr. Blue Sky says, Corey, when you moved to Florida, how long did it take you to get used to the tap water?
Still not used to it. It's nasty. Never. But you throw a good filter on, and it's good. Our water at home here is good. You throw the good filter on, it's good. But you can just tell when it's bad. And, at some point, on the DIZPod probably, we'll have to make a list of where not to drink water in Disney.
I was going to ask, where's your tap water rate compared to Casey's?
Oh, God. My tap water is good. My tap water is really good. I fill up a whole jug and take it to work with me. It's as good as bottled water. It's really good. It's impressive. So
yeah, just get a filter.
Florida water's nasty.
So we're going to talk.
That question.
we're going to talk a lot about another topic I really want to dive into is history. So like Epcot history, all that type of stuff. I've talked to Phil Gramlich, who's a author who's talked about coming on the show before. So we're going to continue to line up good guests just to bring you a little bit different content than you would normally get.
Yeah, let's keep that rolling. I love that way of thinking, and I want to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Shirley says you shouldn't be able to smell your water, and that is true. But some days we're so hot in the parks, it's like you're grabbing that Casey's water, and you're like, I'm drinking this because I sweat out like 5 cups already. And I'm like, just don't breathe through your nose. Just drink it.
Just put some fruit in your mouth while you drink it.
Yeah. There's some bad places. And I don't understand Disney. I don't understand them with that. I don't understand it. Like, why can't you make that water pleasurable for your guests? That's a real problem. I don't know if it's old pipes that they haven't fixed, or throw some filters on your stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's really bad. I mean, we laugh about it, but it is that bad. It's really bad water.
Yeah, I don't drink enough water to, I shouldn't say worry about it, but worry about it, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see a publicity picture that we took a long time ago for the DIZPod?
Yes. There it is. That's kicked off everything right there.
AI is amazing.
Yes, it is. It's only getting better and better.
Although, if you look, that is different from the baby that did the ice cream sandwich.
It is.
But I like my shirt.
You have a great shirt there.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to yours. You showed up in a non-Disney shirt that day, apparently.
We'll call it a Star Wars shirt. It's Star Destroyers.
Oh, okay. I thought it was sharks, but okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Star Destroyers on that one.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to do this with my park bro here, and it's just going to continue to grow.
Yes. Forward, like Mickey said, right?
I thought I had another one. Let me see. I might have another one for you, folks. Play around with ChatGPT. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and most of that's free. The baby podcast that was, there was an expense there, but the images are free. So have fun with that.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Next week is Imperial Remnant. I'm gonna have to wear a Star Wars shirt.
Yes, all things Star Wars next week, everyone.
That'll be fun. Tomorrow is Magic, and Saturday is another big live stream at Hollywood Studios.
Very big live stream coming up. Very excited for this one. It really has become an annual thing. It might be the 3rd annual. Could be 4th, but I'll say 3rd annual Jacob's birthday stream. He loves 50s prime time, and it's going to be fun. It's we'll always put the extra effort to make it so much fun over there. So it will be hilarious again, I guarantee. And so tune in for that. I think dinner is 7:05 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll be live well before that at Hollywood Studios. And then unless they change it, Lawrence, I think there's one show for Fantasmic. So why on a Saturday? Why on a Saturday do we do one Fantasmic? So if that stays the case, then we'll head over there after dinner, most likely, or shortly after, to get a seat and do Fantasmic.
Yeah, they need to have 2 shows, especially on a Saturday. Doesn't make any sense. And then last night they started the show, I believe, and then they had to hold because the water screens weren't working, and then they ended up not getting them working, and they canceled the show.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. That's a real bummer.
That's a bummer for sure. Especially if, that's your one time, that's your family's one time that you're going to be there.
Yeah, you're so excited for it, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah. All right, I got one more. This will be the last one, but Corey and I tried to do this as a cartoon, a Saturday morning cartoon.
Ah, Mickey pretzel, Mickey ice cream bar. Nice.
So, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with AI.
Yeah, you're gonna have to teach me some of that stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know it that well.
All right, folks. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for being here every week and putting up with the two of us talking each other's ears off. It really does make a difference that you're all here enjoying with us. Yeah, Jacob is 17. Wow.
Yeah, 17 years old he'll be in 2 days. So when they see him on the live stream for his birthday dinner, he'll be 17. So
Wow.
his birthday's on the 19th, so it's coming up very, very soon.
Yeah. Last words?
Just to kind of drive home the same point as you is it's been an unbelievable ride for 100 episodes here on the DIZPod, and I probably would have quit by now if I didn't have this incredible partnership with you, and because I get bored with things, and I probably who knows, I honestly don't know if I would still be here doing the DIZPod because it is so much work, and you take a lot of that off my plate, and I thank you for a lot of times just allowing me to show up and do this thing. It's so appreciative. It's it's almost to the point where I don't deserve you, and I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so glad that everybody loves us enough to tune in every Tuesday night and watch. And to hear people in the parks, when people stop us in the parks to say, I love what you guys do. I love your family. But then they add on, I love the podcast. That's what really pops in my brain, that stands out in those interactions because, kind of used to years of meeting people that love the channel. But when they add on the DIZPod, it's like, oh, you're watching. Oh, that is so great that you are watching, or listening to every episode. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just my way of giving back. I said this when we talked about the Disney Streamer Network. With Pete. Pete McDevitt is up in Maryland and loves Disney and wants to give back, wants to enhance your experience. So he does it from his home in Maryland. Me, I feel the same way. Just want to give back. I can't be in the parks all the time. So this is my way to give back to all of you and to certainly help Corey, take a lot off of his plate so that a lot of times, like he said, for the podcast, he can just show up and go, So I would do it for another 400 episodes if somebody allowed me.
Oh yeah, we might just do that. We might get that done. We'll talk about it.
Very cool.
Alicia says, "Don't forget to turn your light off." Alicia always keeps an eye on me.
That's right.
Well, truth be told, Alicia, thank you for always looking out for me. No napkins in the pockets tonight either. And I can't keep that light on because I broadcast from my bedroom. So Tammy would be like, can you shut that light off? It's a little bright.
Yeah. There are times I forget to turn these off, but as we call her, robot lady, Alexa, she turns them off for us when we go to bed. So I don't have to worry about it. But I don't have an on-air sign.
I thank everyone for taking your free time to spend with us all the time. It truly is a community. It truly is a family. And I love having you all there with me. It really is like having family with me out there, even on a Wednesday night when I am physically by myself. I don't feel like that at all. I feel like I'm with very familiar people, friends, family, with me, and with Lawrence right there in studio. I feel like I'm hanging out with Lawrence. I feel like it's hangout time with Lawrence as well. So
same.
It's great all around.
Hey folks, we're going to end now. I'm going to put Pete's link in the chat. His interview hopefully is still going on with Bob Weiss. go check that out. Go support our fellow Disney streamer network. That's very important to me, very important to Corey, very important to all of us in the community. And that community will continue to grow if we continue to support each other. So there is the link. Go check that out. He is interviewing Bob Weiss, former head of Imagineering. Thank you all. We will see you tomorrow night. I promised something big for the post-show Saturday, and it didn't work. So tomorrow should be very good. We're going to paint the night.
Very nice. Until then, everyone, here's to another 100 episodes coming. And we're just a couple of bros talking Disney.
Good night, everybody.